and gentlemen, we have head coach Tammi Reiss. Coach, when you're settled, opening statement on the 15th straight win.
I think today was a really, really important day this year because, number one, we were recognizing all our alumni. So for us, that's extremely important to honor the past, and especially that 95-96 team. It's the 30-year anniversary of them going to the tournament, the only team to do it. Coach Linda's here. We have a player here from that team. And so, you know, I really, our team understood the mission today, honoring our past and all our alum that came today. And the second thing, it was National Women and Girls Sports Day, and we had a clinic, and again, we got to celebrate our present, but then we get to let our future see what women's sports and what you can do and what's possible. So combining Alumni Day with National Women in Sports Day, Girls and Women in Sports Day was really, really big today. So the message was a little bit bigger than just winning another game. I knew our team would be locked in today because we kept them locked in for 2 days. I mean hard. We got on them. It was not easy, and they were ready. They were prepared. From a game standpoint, execution, it was perfection defensively. Really, really good in the second half. And then offensively, our shots weren't falling in the first half. We were getting the ball where we wanted, but just our execution on everything we ran, defensively and offensively, was really, really good. And we took care of the ball and got shots. So that's why he scored 74 points.
Coach, 12 different players saw action in this game. Do you have an ideal rotation size by the time the conference tournament comes around?
You know, we just got MK and Lily back. Lily was really sick for about 3 weeks. She was out, so getting her back healthy and in practice. But then MK, this is the first time MK's played in a game this year, and so we've been holding her out until we felt really comfortable that her cardio was good enough that we wouldn't injure her again. That's the last thing we want to do. So, you know, we'll see what our rotation holds as players get healthy. But having that post depth with size is huge. So we didn't necessarily go small a lot today because we didn't. They had a really good post player in 34. So we really wanted to get our bigs some work today. And having, again, versatility, depth, and on any given night, it could be anyone's night. And today was MK's night. It was Val's night off the bench. And then obviously Sophie Vitale and Albina had a great game. So, you know, having that when BG and Palmer may be off, you know, where last year we don't just have a big 2 or a big 3 or a big 1. We've got like 5 or 6 kids that can go on any given night, maybe 7. So it makes it really difficult to shut 1 or 2 people down. And I'm really happy for MK and Val today. I thought they were outstanding off the bench. Hey, Natalie.
Hi. You know, talking more about MK, the crowd loved it, the bench loved it. What does it mean to have her back in the lineup, but also see your players care so much about their teammates' success? You
know, the reason we're 21-2 and the reason we have a 15-game win streak is because of their chemistry and their love for one another. It's special. Like certain teams, you don't win this many games just being good. You've got to actually have chemistry, support each other, and this is what makes this team so good. They are extremely unselfish. BG could pout today. She's playing her old team. She didn't get all the touches. Oh no, she was the first one in the locker room hyping up MK. That joy, and they play for each other. They trust each other. And they want to see each other eat and succeed, and that's what makes us so special. So as a coach, it's the thing I'm most proud of, is how this team plays for each other, loves each other, has fun together. That's why we're successful. So it is the secret sauce. If any coach can bottle that, I'll take that over anything, any day. And it's also a joy to coach. So the we over the me, always. And you know, it was really fun to watch our locker room today for MK and Val. It just was.
Coach, you in this game held 5 St. Louis players 2 points, 4 before Pulichik's late 3. You have spoke multiple times about the offense that you have recruited. You're the top-ranked team, or top-ranked defense in the A10. What has this defensive surge meant to you as a coach?
I think you know, I'm so proud because we didn't recruit defense. I'm just telling you, we didn't. We went out and we got offensive players, people that could pass, dribble, and shoot, because we didn't want to score 48 points a game anymore. And I couldn't watch it as a coach. And so I thought as a coach, when we assessed it, our staff, you know, we can scheme defensively. I can get in them enough to make them at least guard. They may not be the best one-on-one defenders, but a good coach can scheme different defenses. You can change coverages, you can go zone, you can do some things. You can't teach, I've said it a million times, I can't teach a kid to pass a high-low ball or a post entry or a nice flare pass. I can't teach a kid to shoot the three that can't shoot. You can't teach skill. So the thing I love most about this team, they embrace the defensive end. Because I've always been a defensive coach, and this is different for me, wanting offense, but I'm still a bulldog, a pit bull when it comes to defense, so I'm all over them on practice. I called a timeout at the end of the game because they were blowing coverages left and right, and I was PISSED at the end of the game, so I called a 30 and make sure they know their coverage. So, and then they respond. They'll give it to you if you ask them for it. That's another thing. They're so coachable with that. So that's why we're a pretty good defensive team. That's their effort. That's their buy-in. A lot of good offensive teams go, oh, well, we're not playing that end. I gotta play. You're telling me I gotta do both and rebound? And they get after it defensively. So it is quite a surprise when you recruit all offense, but yet you have one of the best defensive teams in the A-10. It is. It's a pleasant surprise.
Coach, you guys are up 14 going into the fourth quarter. You guys still scored 31 points. I mean, that's more than they scored in the whole second half. What's kind of the mindset, and what do you tell your team going into the fourth quarter, even with such a big lead?
Push it up. We wanted it to go to 20, 25, 30. We haven't blown a team out like a good win where, you know, some of the other teams, they put their, I told them today, we're taking that foot and we're putting it on said neck and we're gonna press down and we're gonna crush it when we go up. It's what we do. So I reminded them at halfway through that third when we went up 14, 15, 16, this every 4 minutes, it better be 5 more points. 5 more points. We've got to get to where we become just nasty. We become lions. No more 12, 13, 14 point victories. No more. And, you know, and I use Richmond a lot. I used them the other day. They beat this team by 40. I use Richmond a lot. I throw it in their face a little bit, get them a little upset. You know, when you're supposed to, you're the favorite. Let's get everybody going and let's win. Let's show them who we are. And that was our message in the pregame, halftime, and then every media timeout. It was next level, next level.
Coach, you were perfect from the free throw line tonight. The team overall 11 for 11. Why do you think that's so effective, and do you think it'll help on a big win streak like this, being efficient from the free throw line?
It's funny. I had a coach come, Brian Georges. He was my AAU coach when I was playing, and he coached Marist. He's a legend. And he came to practice one year. It was last year, and he watched us. And we do a lot of shooting drills. And halfway through, he went, T, you need to shoot free throws while you're tired throughout practice, not just 1, 2, 9, throughout. Game light, pressure. And so this year, I changed. We added. There's pressure free throws within practice. Every shooting drill ends. While they're exhausted, we shoot free throws. So we get all different types of free throws in besides what they shoot when they come in with their individual coaches. So we put a real emphasis on free throws because I thought we were gonna have a lot of close games in fourth quarter. We're gonna have to make them to win games. And I'll never forget losing to St. Joe's last year on 2 missed free throws. I'll never forget it. And so we kind of changed what we do free throw shooting wise throughout practice throughout the whole year, and I think it's made an effort. You know, some of our most poor free throw shooters last year have become really good. So, and they're confident because we do it every day. So we're going to need that going down the stretch against some of these games we have, that it is going to come every possession. George Mason or Richmond, it's going to come down to every possession, and you're going to have to make every shot. You got it. So freebies, you got to make your free throws.
Coach, obviously being on a 15-game win streak, being on a high like that, and becoming the hunted is something that you've wanted for so long. It really seems like this is the dream team, especially in this season. How do you manage the expectations and the outside expectations, particularly that come from that, of knowing that you have such achievements already that you want to continue, and just managing that throughout the season and throughout practice?
It's funny, I use all different tactics, different coaches that I look up to, whether it's Danny Hurley or Gino or Dawn or Rick Pitino. And the common theme and the common message is how you do anything is how you do everything. So number one, how you show up every day. And that's like a champion. You're hungry and you want to win. And so compete, hard work, and you just focus on the present. And that's all we've been talking about is the present today and urgency. How bad do you want to be great? How bad? If you're not present in the moment and you're not urgent, you're going to get caught. You're going to lose a game you're not supposed to lose. And I've said it a million times, I am paranoid that I think I had a dream 2 nights ago and I woke up, I'm like, oh my God, we lost like 4 in a row. And we went from top 4 to like looking in, and that's just who I am. And subconsciously, it's, oh my God, we gotta go. So they said it, iron sharpens iron. So I keep them sharp. I never let them, feel that complacency, because then that, you're only as good as your last win. Well, it's done, and we got VCU on Wednesday. So, oh no, we're ready. So that, number one, and we'll use all the quotes and motivation videos, and I love it. And then, lastly, we talk a lot about, doing something special for each other, and really where we want to go. And I remind them those goals every day. And they said it. They know what they want, but it's your action. It's not your words. And so, just keeping them focused. All these little distractions. We had a lot of distractions today. We did. I had this. All our routines were upended. When you have alumni day, I got to go speak to donors and boosters. Then we get the balls before the game. I'm a creature of habit. I'm very OCD. That's why we watch Whitney Houston on every national anthem.
Yes.
P.S. Super Bowl today, greatest halftime Super Bowl ever, so homage today. Thunderstruck plays before every tip-off. I'm a creature of habit, so today my routine was all over the place. So then it puts me in paranoid. I'm like paranoid. Oh my God, I didn't do what I did. I didn't, and it gets me fired up. So today, if you watch me on the sideline, I was fired up. I was intense because I had to keep them locked in because of my own deficiencies of paranoia. But keeping the distractions as far away from them and keeping them focused. And there will be a lot of distractions as you go on, and you're the hunted, so you got to be locked in and ready every day. You're getting everyone's best shot. We're getting everyone's Joe Frazier alley every night. It's how it is, especially when you're undefeated. It's one thing to be in first place. It's another thing to be in first place and be undefeated. They're coming, so you got to be ready.
You talked about this a little bit, but how important was your bench and your depth, and how do you see that continue to be important as you go towards the end of February and March?
Moving forward, I think we have, is it 7 more games? 7? I'm pretty sure it's 7. I could be right. Today was 8.
6.
6?
There's 7, yeah, you're right.
7, sorry, I was right. Moving forward, the ability to have depth, so you can also get some kids some rest. And this is another thing we've done different this year. I used to ride kids hard, like we make them practice hard. They practice hard. When you step on the court, it's full throttle. And then they play hard. So I used to play 7, maybe 8 tops, and we go long. And I think in the past I rode our kids way too hard. So instead of peaking for the A-10 championships, we would be on our way down. And we've changed a lot of things. We're shortening practice. We're getting kids more reps. We got a great scout team, so I can save their legs one team at a time. We're not going head to head every rep in practice. And then games. Trusting them enough to get them in games to give as we move forward. Palmier, Brooklyn, the kids who played heavy minutes, get them their legs. So and especially in the A-10 tournament, when you're playing 3 in a row, it's how hard it is to play 40 minutes. It can be done, but you're not at your best. And so to have that depth and be able to, save some kids, it's imperative. And so again, our bench was key, and it's going to be key moving forward. So, giving all the kids cutting minutes, cutting practice reps, it's huge when you're looking to peak at the right time at the end of the season.
And last one, how do you want to keep improving as February continues? Are there any specific things that you want to see get better?
Today it was, we finally put a team away. There was no go up 24, let them cut it to 12. And we've done that a lot. Or up 12, go in and then let them come back and then have to have fourth quarter heroics, maybe 10 times this season. Today it was nice as a coach, although I don't think I let off the gas at all on the sideline. I didn't relax, I thought I would, but to be up 25 and get your whole bench in, and it was nice to put a team away today. So moving forward, you know, you got to do that when you have the opportunity. And so that was the one thing I was really proud of our team today. We said what we wanted to do, and they actually did it. And that takes effort, that takes lock-in, that takes focus. So I think moving forward, it's again, you know, cutthroat, be a lion all the time.
Coach, after the game against VCU, you no longer have any consecutive home games. In fact, you have a 2-game road trip with George Mason and LaSalle. How do you prepare your team for, you know, a road trip like that, just a back and forth schedule between coming to Kingston and then having to go on the road for an extended period of time?
You know, I don't really have to prepare them for that because they love going on the road. They love getting to sleep in. They love to not have to get up for class and have to go through a full day. We have the same record at home than we do on the road. We do. And they enjoy each other. So they're goofy on the road. They love it. There's no difference for me being on the road or because they're so good on the road because they enjoy it. They love it. So the biggest thing is, you know, pray for good weather. So you get down there, you get there, you get a good game in, and you get home. Because if you're going road, and then you got to get right back on the road and you have no time in between, it ruins your prep time. It ruins, you know, your routine. And then it can throw a monkey wrench into things. So, you know, it's just, you know, having them prepared and pray to the weather gods that we're able to get out, get home, get sleep. And, you know, I don't think I have to remind them, you know, the business at hand. Every game now is important. You've got 3 teams at the top of the A10 and we play 2 of them coming up. And LaSalle's really good. They can get you at their place. They play much better at home. So every game is going to be a gauntlet moving forward. And that's how we're treating it, every game. And I know I don't have to get them up for Mason and Richmond. They will be up. They'll be ready for those games. But right now it's VCU, and what we need to do to secure that game.
How do you manage any player nerves that might be erupting from such a high-stress environment of going into another team's home environment? You know, being unfamiliar, the stress of being on the road, the stress that they can put on their bodies and everything like that. How would you help manage that for the players? Starting from
the beginning of the season, it's giving them a solid routine with a solid coach. I don't walk in one day loose and laughing, and then all of a sudden the next day I'm crazy and I'm screaming at them, and everything fluctuates. It's again preparation. You're going to fall to the level of your preparation, and then routines. Same thing. They know the drill. They know exactly what we do and how we do it every day, and so it's really no stress. And a lot of times it's caused by the staff or by the head coach that. If I get too tight for a game and I'm just all over them where I don't need to be, because you got to be able to feel it. You got to be fluid as a coach. If I feel they're tight and they're nervous, I got to support them. If I feel they're too loose and they're just lappy, I got to bear down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's really having a little bit of a feel of your team and understanding that to try to get them to play whatever button I need to push to get them to where they need to be.
Absolutely, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any final questions for Coach? All right, have a great night. See you on
Happy
Wednesday.
Super Bowl. Go Pats!
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.